PlayStation 5 Pro fans, 2026 is going to be a really interesting year for you because you've been treated kind of poorly by PlayStation over the past year, especially with regards to the PSSR upscaling technology that Sony has been advertising. It's just not been that good to the point that they've had to roll back using a PSSR and go back to FSR. And some games have ran better on the base PS5 over the PS5 Pro, making people question, why did we even pay all the money we did for a PS5 Pro in the first place if some games run worse on it than the base PS5? Well, PSSR is a problem, and that's going to change because PSSR 2 is coming out this year between January and March. It's going to be a really massive game-changing update, and it's going to bring PSSR in line with the top tier FSR 4 upscaler that AMD make themselves. That is one of the top tier, and alongside DLSS from Nvidia, one of the best upscalers in terms of, you know, taking a lower resolution video feed and upscaling it to like 4K and giving you, you know, better frame rates, better fidelity, sharper images. PSSR and FSR are both going to be on the same footing, which has been a long time coming. So this article from Zubidek and Scotty here basically says, good morning, looks like the update for the PSSR 2 is already here or is going to have a release date between January and March 2026. Get ready, people. I knew this was going to happen. Major update, timing around January to March, implementation of a feature very similar to FSR 4 on the PS5 Pro, because as we know, PlayStation have been working with AMD to basically bring PSSR in line with FSR 4 and have some of the same features, even though the PS5 Pro hardware-wise doesn't have a lot of the same things the newer AMD APUs have. They're going to do their best to at least bring it up to future parity with FSR 4, and they're working close with AMD to do that. And this is going to bring a lot of big improvements to PS5 Pro games on PS5 Pro, fidelity mode, performance mode. You're basically going to get fidelity mode with the frame rate and benefits of performance mode thanks to this upscaler technology. Improved image quality and performance compared to before. Frame rates boosted even for games that were capped at 70 or 80 frames a second. Low resolution classic games also upscaled to high resolution. New debugging tools prepared for developers. There was another tweet I wanted to share with you too from MBG, my bad. Okay, so that was basically the same thing I just read to you. But yeah, low resolution classic games will also be upscaled to higher resolutions. And of course, somebody says 4K Bloodborne. Yes, just remaster Bloodborne already, for goodness sake. With how much the community's been going on about a Bloodborne remaster or a remake, you know, it's got me even curious. I'd never heard of Bloodborne until I heard the PlayStation community at every state of play beg and pray that Bloodborne was going to be re-released. And I do agree with this Reddit post here from Eric Jale. He says, just wished they updated PSSR versions without developer intervention. It would improve a lot of games right now. And that's one of the bad sides of, and here is a good example of PSSR for those who don't know, right? AI driven upscaling. So basically, you know, they're running games at lower resolution, they're stretching it out to, you know, be 4K, and then they're filling in all the blanks using AI and using this upscaling technology. But yeah, one of the bad things is a lot of the developers have to intentionally put out an update to support this new PSSR update. It's not going to just improve games across the board automatically in day one. Developers are going to have to take advantage of it. That is the downside of this. So, you know, if you're wanting a certain game to take advantage of PSSR 2, you're going to have to reach out to the developer and nag them. As a community, we're going to have to do this because it's not something that's just going to automatically improve. They're not like building... You know, they're not updating PSSR across the board and, you know, pushing this update out to everything that already uses PSSR. Developers are going to have to manually tick a box or, you know, at least adapt their games to use this new upscaler, which is just a bit of a bummer, man. You know how developers are too. A lot of time they're busy on developing new projects and stuff like that. Usually when it comes to, you know, implementing a new Sony-only technology, you know, they can be a little bit slow to implement updates. The community really has to bug them. So that's a bit of a downside. And again, Eric Gale's spot on. It should be something a user can override, just like you can on Nvidia. I don't know if it should be overridden by default. It definitely shouldn't be overridden without any way to revert back. New models are usually better overall, but can have regressions that vary on a game-by-game basis. What's confusing is when they announced next-gen PSSR with AMD last year, Cerny initially stated that any games already utilizing PSSR wouldn't need to be updated to see the benefits, and I've heard conflicting reports as as to, you know, with regards to that. And that's how FSR 4 works. As long as the game has native FSR 3.1, the devs don't have to do anything. But yeah, it's unclear if, as of right now, if PSSR 2 is just going to override the existing PSSR, or if developers are going to have to obviously make those changes to enable it themselves. But hopefully it's the... Anyways, guys, just a quick update on PSSR 2. Big update for the PS5 Pro this year, in the next 1 to 3 months, hopefully this month, because we were all expecting it to come out in January, I think, this new PSSR 2 update, and it's going to be huge. So yeah, I'm excited. Hopefully you're excited, and if you've been on the fence about getting a PS5 Pro, might be better to get one sooner rather than later, especially if RAM prices are going to push up the prices of consoles in the near future, you know. So yeah, good news for PS5 Pro fans. Let me know if you're happy. Like, subscribe, click the bell icon. I'm Blaster. We cover gaming multiple times a day on the channel. Your support means the world. Help us get to 100,000 subscribers by the end of the year. Probably impossible, but if we could do it through your support, it'd be really cool. It'd be really cool to have a little plaque up the back here that says we hit 100,000 subscribers. You know, my efforts of posting videos every day for the past, like, not 10 years, they won't go in vain. Anyways, peace out, guys. Love you.
Let's go.